Have you guys ever heard of Dragon's Den? I hope so, because that's what we're going to be talking about today. A little overview for those of you that might not have seen it. It's just a show where small businesses or entrepreneurs can actually go on the show, pitch their product to multi-millionaires hoping to get investment or some kind of partnership from them in exchange for equity in their business. I'm pretty sure you guys have all seen some kind, whether it's the UK version or the USA version. I personally like the UK version better. But while watching the show, you'll notice there's some things that the dragons love and they're all kind of clamoring over it to see who can get the investment, who can actually partner with the entrepreneur. They're willing to put up big money. And there's these other products where, man, the dragons just completely roast them. They say the idea is bad. You know, they tell the person they're uninvestable. They tell the person, you know, their business model is never gonna work. The product's never gonna sell. And they just send them home sad with no investment whatsoever. So I wanted to start this series to look at those businesses and see what might have happened to them. Kind of like an after Dragon's Den, if you will. Are the dragons always right in their assumptions that these businesses are gonna fail? Or do some of these people go on to make millions and actually prove the dragons wrong? That's exactly what we're going to be talking about today. So without further ado, I give you Trunki.
Rob came into the den asking for £100,000 for 10% of his company.
Meet Terence and Trixie, the world's first and only ride-on suitcases for globe-trotting tots.
You ever seen those little baby suitcase things?
Toddlers can pack, sit on, and ride their trunkies, while parents can keep their kids in tow, quite literally. The child sitting on the case.
I guarantee you go into any airport nowadays for about 5 minutes and you'll see at least one.
The trunkies are lightweight and durable, made out of the same materials adult suitcases are. But to date, we've sold 20,000 units. Thank you for your time. Now, would anyone like to test ride a Trunki?
I'll do it.
Well, the dragons were presented with this product on their show, and the first thing they did naturally was to actually use it. They, you know, strolled it around, picked it up, seen the quality of it, played around with it just to make sure it's a good product, which is pretty normal for them. Obviously, if you're investing in something, you want to see and feel the product. But this time, one of them does a little bit more than just feel it.
I loved it. I thought it was a really cute product. I could see how kids would enjoy riding on it. And then Tiye got hold of it.
He just breaks it.
I did not expect the strap to break so easily, I've got to be honest. There were several products that I know if I sold in my stores would come back. The last thing you want as a retailer is products to come back.
I don't know about you guys, but that's a little harsh for me. He brings in his product, he gives it to you to test out, he just snaps something off of it right away. Mind you, he's not, you know, using it the way it's supposed to be used and the thing just falls off. He's physically like pulling on that shit. He's like trying to get this thing to break. I get that if you're going to invest in something, especially something made for kids, it needs to be pretty durable because kids do get rough with their stuff. But did he really have to break it? Then again, I wasn't holding it, so maybe it really just is super cheap and easily broken. Maybe he just gave it a little tug and it came right off. But looking at that clip, it did look like he put some strength behind that break. NANI? But right after that, like just based on the product breaking right then and there, the dragons start to turn him down.
The moment Tiye pulled that handle off, the whole integrity of the quality of that product was compromised. So I think you've done really well. Congratulations to get this far, but I just don't think it's a business opportunity.
Okay.
So I'm afraid I'm out.
Then Theo, the one that broke it, seems really pissed off.
It drives me mad that we actually waste our time with these things. I too am out.
And Peter essentially just calls his whole business worthless.
I could do a better job than that, make sure that the clips are working. I could have this in production by the end of next month. Your company is currently worthless. I'm out.
So clearly the dragons think the whole product, the whole business is a bust. I guess the strap coming off thing was sort of a deal breaker for them. Well, that in conjunction with the lack of patent and protection on the actual product, you know, people can easily copy and get the same product up and running very, very quickly, which seems to be a common theme of what they look out for. So let's fast forward now. How did Trunki do? The episode came out around 2006, which is around the time that he started the company. So today, 2021, I actually looked up the company to see how they were doing. And in 2018, they did over $13 million in revenue. They seem to be doing really, really well. And I'm sure the owner is probably happy that he didn't give a bunch of equity away on Dragon's Den. The company now employs like something more than 80 different employees and has won over 100 different awards. And it's just really, really amazing to see so much success come out of a company or come out of an entrepreneur that was turned down and told that his idea was essentially worthless by multiple multi-millionaires. I think Peter's even has $1 billion net worth as well, who's the one that said it was worthless. He had the idea to start the company when he was 21, and it was clearly a good choice. The business turned out to be pretty successful, and he did all of this while battling something called cystic fibrosis. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I didn't know what this was at first, so I Googled it, and that actually is a condition. Well, I'll just read it out. It says it's a progressive genetic disease that causes persistent lung infections and limits the ability to breathe over time. In people with CF, mutations in the cystic fibrosis transmembrane, I don't know, I'm not even gonna try, I'm just gonna put it on the screen. Hey, damn. Damn, because building a business alone is not easy, but doing it while dealing with such a condition, like one where you can't even, it limits your ability to breathe, it takes some dedication. Honestly, the amount of just sheer dedication it must have taken to deal with that and still end up having your company, reach a multi-millions a year in revenue, it's very admirable. It just goes to show you that, if you just have a strong enough drive and, you dedicate yourself, even if those around you don't believe in you and turn it down and say, hey, it's not going to work, even if people that are very experienced in your field tell you this is not going to work, you can still make it work. They are not always right. Millionaires with years of experience telling him no, saying his product is bad. He didn't give up. He was battling with cystic fibrosis and still came out on top. Don't let anybody tell you you can't make it. It's honestly a beautiful story, and I'm not going to go through it all in this video right now, but I will leave a link below to the article talking about him battling with cystic fibrosis and how he built his company while doing so. So if you want to learn more about his journey, he does have an interview with, who's the interview with? I think it's some startup interview, Starter Story, that's what it's called. It's his Starter Story interview. I'll link it down below if you guys want to check more about his story. But that's it for today's video, guys. Just a real quick one. I kind of wanted to explore, what happens to some of these Dragon Den failures and really just show that, hey, just because they say it's a fail doesn't mean it's going to be. He's not even the biggest one. There are even bigger success stories that have come out of turned down Dragon's Den entrepreneurs, which if you guys like this sort of video, let me know down in the comments below. Leave a like on the video and I can make more. Just want to see if you guys like this kind of content, but I just think it's interesting to see what happens with these businesses. But if you did enjoy the video, feel free to leave a like, shoot a comment down below of your thoughts on this guy's story. And if you're brand new to the channel and you want to see more content like this, feel free to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.